Hi everyone, it's CJ, and we're going to talk about stick pins today. I've belonged to several different swap groups over many years, and the one thing I always enjoy swapping are stick pins. So that's what we're going to talk about. Swapping 3 stick pins. And I want you to come up with some way in which they can be mailed safely, whether it's on a card, as a matchbook type container, dried flowers, something. And I will go ahead and give you some ideas about that. This big thing here you see that I've shown several times, basically that was the lid to a candy jar that broke. I filled this with cotton batting, and I covered it with a piece of old material, glued some trim around the edge, and there you go. And it holds lots and lots of stick pins. Now, what we're going to be talking about are 2 and 3 inch stick pins, like this. You can see we've got that type up top, this kind of top, and then we also have a top which is like this. It's just plastic, but it is really still fairly nice. Okay, those are 3 inch. This is a 2 inch, and this is not a stick pin. This is just much too small to do anything with. Okay, unless you're working with miniatures, and then it would be just fine. The stick pins can normally be purchased at most of your hobby stores. I've seen them in the floral section. You can find many places online that sell them. And basically you just have a good time. You get your different trays of beads out, like so. And I normally like to do like a dozen at a time, simply because you know, you get into a kind of a working cycle, and it's just a lot of fun to do that. I also put a little bit of glossy accents on the pin itself. What I will do is, okay, I'll put a little bit here at the top, just a drop, slide it up, and I'll slide the other beads down, pull that bead up, put a little bit there, and then I just let it dry like this. Okay? It doesn't take very long, maybe 20 minutes, and it'll be perfectly dry. Otherwise, if you don't put some type of glue on there, they're just going to all slide off. Okay. Let's talk about what you're going to put your 3 stick pins into. Like I said, over the years I've been involved in many swaps, and the ones I'm going to show you are nothing that I have made except for, well, let's see, I've made this bottle cap, and basically just a large bottle cap. You stuff it with batting and cover it. That's one. And I've made this from an old quilt, and you could always put a stick pin in there. Just slide it in sideways like this. Okay. Now, the ones I'm going to show you are ones I have received over the years, and some of them have names on them, some of them don't. But I want to just tell you right from the very beginning, they are just wonderful, and I cherish them, and I've had some of them for a very long time. You can put them on tags like this. This is a doily, and in most cases they will stick into that double stick tape like that right there, and they are really pretty secure that way. You can punch out a form of some type. It doesn't have to be this form. You can add any kind of decorations, like this is a doily. You put some flowers on there, put the pins in. Okay, here's another one that is a tag, and then basically just put down into the ruffle flowers. This is more like something you might want to hang, and this has had a lot of pins in there, but over the years this is just, it's showing its age. But there's a lot of work that goes into these. Here what they did was they just folded the paper so that there was a flat edge for the pin to stick into. Excuse me. Here's another one. This is a tag. And here you can see how that part was constructed. And then this tag, it has burlap and it fits in there very nice. You can also go the route in which you make like the little matchbook type. And basically you're just folding your paper over. You have a long section, a fold coming down like a matchbook. And here we put a piece of, I believe that's styrofoam. Okay. And then when you open it, it will sit in there on the styrofoam like so. Okay, that is one type. Here's another type in which they've made a little box and put a piece in like this, and here again you can see the styrofoam. Okay, let me show you just a couple of more here. This is one in which they've used a flower for the base, and they've put their pins into the back of the flower. Let's see here, that one is empty. Let me look here. Now when you're making these, they do need to have some length to them. Like this particular pin isn't much longer than this one, see? You need to have some length on there for the pins to stick into something. I generally like to go just about halfway down the pin with my beads. Okay, your beads can be, you know, just about anything. They can be glass, they can be plastic, they can be metal. It's entirely up to you. This one, to me, is a little on the short side. Can you see there? If I were to go and try and put this into here, it may have some problems staying. See there? So, if this were used as a stick pin, say a miniature, for something miniature, I would go with much smaller beads and only go down about halfway. But we're talking about using 2 or 3 inch stick pins. Okay, and then this was a card that I received. Very sweet card. And it was stuck into a flower. Okay, let's see here. I've got something else I want to show you. Alright, different types of ways to put the beads on. In this case, they started off small, got bigger, and back to small. That's all in the decision. You can add these loops, you can add these little separators. Okay, that's one type. And here's another one that did that same type of thing. Small, big. Now, a lot of these I have made, and a lot of them I have received. Okay, this is where they put a charm on there. Now, something like this, it would probably be better if you had some kind of a loop or a separator to put your charm on. And that way it can dangle. Alright, and here, tiny flower, love. Okay, and here's the dangle. See there? It gets to dangle. And here's another one. Okay, this is a case where we started off big on top, went smaller, smaller. And a dangle. Oops. And see now, this is something I need to talk about too. See how that bent? That's because this is not a true stick pin. Somebody is using one of the, I can't think what it's called. It's in jewelry making, and they have a blunt end. So that means that to stick it in here, it's very, very difficult. I mean, I have to just really, there, force it in like that. I would not suggest using those. Okay, so you can see a lot of different types of these stick pins. Here's one with just a flower on top, and that is just sweet all in itself. Okay, and then this is another one. And I'm not sure what has happened here. There was something in there and it's gone now because I can't move the bead up and down. And this is very, very sweet. Alright, if you're going to be in the swap for this month, what we're going to be doing is swapping out 3 of your stick pins, and you create the case or whatever it is that you're going to put it into. I'm not going to give any kind of rules or suggestions on that. This one is very, very simple. It would be nice if we could have something, you know, just a little more decorated than this, but anyway, this is one idea. So I've shown you a lot of different types of ways to send your stick pins off in the mail, whether it's Matchbox or a tag. You decide how you want to do it. And for more information on this, go ahead and check out the swap that's going on. You check on the events page over on Facebook on the Deconstructed Art Journaling group. So I think that's all I've got for now. If you have any questions, go to Facebook and there'll be some additional information there. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.